from UA Little Rock. Thank you to all of our new students joining us. If you're a current student, we're happy to have you back. All the Trojans out there, we have some really good information for you today. So we're going to start off by just briefly introducing ourselves and saying why we're sitting at this table. So hi, I'm Jen McDaniel. I'm the coordinator of Orientation and Transition, and I am here to answer all questions about anything that you may have being a new student.
Hi, I'm Gracie, Tackett, and I'm a resident assistant on campus.
Hi, I'm Mailee, Xiong, and I'm also a resident assistant and orientation leader on campus, and we're here to give you an insight to campus life.
Hi, my name is Victoria Jackson. I'm the area coordinator for campus living.
All right, so I'm going to start off by just telling you a little bit about new student steps. So if you are a new student and you're thinking, what do I need to get done? Your first step is to log on to www.ualr.edu/new-students with an S. That's going to give you everything you need to know to register for online orientation. That's right, it is online. No actual events are on campus this summer, so if you are still needing to get registered for classes, that's your first step. Now, if you're a freshman, that's your first step to registering for classes, and you're going to complete your Blackboard modules, which Blackboard is an online learning system that we use for new students. You'll also use it if you take any online classes, so great way to get used to that in a short time frame. Once you complete your Blackboard learning videos, you're going to have your advisor reach out to you. So no worries, they will reach out to you within a week or two and make sure that you register for the classes that you need. Now, if you have any questions about registering for classes or even just getting connected as a new student, you can always go to ualr.edu/new-students. There's videos from our orientation leaders, which are just guides that are students on campus and can tell you everything you need to know about coming to school. And then you can also see faculty, staff, student organizations, everybody that you might have questions for. All right, well, that's it for me with new student orientation. So now I'm going to turn it over to Victoria Jackson, and she's going to tell you a little bit about campus living.
Hi, everyone. So I know the big question on everyone's mind is, how are we going to move in? So move-in is going to look a little different this year for those of you who have lived with us before. Move-in is going to be move-in week. So starting on August 15th and going through August 23rd, we will be offering move-in appointments. And later this week, we'll be sending out emails to the UALR email address, so make sure you're checking your email. And we're going to be sending out an email with information about your assignment, your roommates, and how to sign up for that move-in appointment. So you're going to want to make sure that over the next couple weeks, you're paying attention to your email very closely. It's also important to note that we do have some changes to East Hall and West Hall. Because of the virus restrictions that have been put in place by the CDC, we are only assigning one person per bedroom in East Hall and West Hall. So if you go online to our website, ualr.edu/campusliving, you can view floor plans and pictures of the rooms that you might be living in, and that'll have the information. So when you're looking at East Hall, if it says it's a double suite, that typically will hold 4 people, but this year it'll only hold 2 people. And in West Hall, all of the bedrooms are typically 2 people, but this year it'll only be 1 person. So just make sure that you're looking at that floor plan, and that'll have all the furniture, the bed size, everything that you need to know if you have questions. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always email campusliving@ualr.edu, and we'll get back to you with an answer. Now I'm going to turn it over to my resident assistants, Mailee and Gracie, and they're going to give you some information about what it's like to live on campus.
There's many good things.
I'm dancing for it.
I'm excited. There's many good things about living on campus. It's a great way to meet new people and build personal community on campus. Even though, unfortunately, you might not have a roommate directly in your room like you normally would, there's still just having people next door and having people just around you is a great way to meet new people, including the access to the programs that the residential housing will have and all of those things. It's a great way to experience what campus is like. And also living on campus gives you easy access to campus facilities. You can just walk wherever you need to go for campus dining or to the library or anything like that. And there have been many studies that have shown that students who live on campus perform more successfully academically and do better in their studies. And I really think having no commute to classes and not having to drive and having everything just right here central on campus is really nice.
And Gracie, how long have you lived on campus now?
2 years. So I've been here for a little bit. This is my 3rd year.
What's your favorite place to eat?
I like Sub Connection, but that's just 'cause I really like sandwiches. So
Okay, fair enough.
Mailee, you want to take it over now?
Okay, yeah. So a few things that a new student should know about campus is that our campus offers work study, and this like saved my life freshman year because I was not an RA yet. I was like sad and like broke, and like when I got work study, it like changed my life. Campus living has lobby manager positions open, and that's a great way to do work study. There's also a website online where you can look up other work study options.
Mailee, what's a lobby desk person?
Manager?
Yes.
Lobby manager. You want me to talk about that?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll take over that question. So in our residence halls, we have front desks at East Hall, West Hall, and University Village. And so we have lobby managers that man that desk. They'll answer phone calls. If there's any questions from residents, they'll check guests in and out, and they'll just be a general person to take care of the lobby and make sure that everything's going good. So we've got positions open, so if you do have work study, you can email Campus Living and we'll send you the application.
Yes. Also, another perk about living on campus is when you got that 8 a.m. class, you can just roll back into bed afterwards.
Yes.
Okay. Another thing that you should know about campus that I feel like a lot of people don't know is that there are a lot of study areas on campus, and I'm not just talking about the library because that's not the best one. I personally like to study in the College of Business because they have the Starbucks right there, and it's a great way to get caffeinated. There are also outdoor areas to study, which I feel like a lot of students have not used that often. On the second floor of Ross Hall and Dickinson, there are outdoor study areas that are 6 feet apart.
And I've personally been to Dickinson, super cool place. They got
Really,
the
really
umbrellas,
cool.
so when it's really hot, you're not in the sun, it's nice.
And then around Cooper
Fountain.
there are a bunch of benches that can be turned into desks, which I have not seen a lot of people use, but I feel like
I didn't
that's
even
a-
know
I didn't know that.
It's
I didn't know that.
That is neat.
They can turn into desks, and then you can just type away or like write down some things or study before a class. And then my last piece of advice for y'all is that y'all should take care of yourself. And our campus has a lot of great resources to do that. We have our gym, which will be open. Okay.
They
It will
just
be
posted
open.
today about some social distancing measures. So if you haven't, check out the UALR Fitness Center Instagram, and they have some information there.
The gym will be open. They have a lot of great classes. I think there's a yoga class I want to take, so I might see you there, maybe. You should also take care of your GPA. We have a lot of tutoring courses on campus. We have like math labs, you have science tutors, there's probably more. There's a writing center to check your papers. You should also check your health. We have a health center, and you can make appointments and you can get tests done if you need to. And we also have counseling services for if you're feeling a bit down.
Or if COVID's got you crazy.
That's true. COVID has me crazy. So I just want to say that like it's your freshman year. You should really just focus on yourself and like try to like build on who you want to be as a person and where you want to go.
Now, Victoria, she is an employee here, but she actually went to school here too. So what's your best memory of going to school as an undergraduate student?
I would say I really enjoyed getting involved on campus. There are a lot of registered student organizations, which you can visit the Student Experience Center website. And I think there's over 100 currently registered student organizations. And I, as a student, I was very involved and went to meetings all the time, went to events, and it was just a great way to meet new people, make new friends, and then also like get some professional development because you learn a lot from those groups. So it's just a really great time.
Awesome. How about y'all? What's your best memory so far?
My best memories are always in the library. Finals week, I have stayed up till 2 a.m. studying chemistry. It hurts internally, I will say that, because it is rough. I was also taking Cal 1 at the time, so that was also difficult. But I do just love the library because I have so many, in the 2 years that I've been here, I've already created so many personal memories in the library that, like, when I go there, I just feel happy.
I feel like I hear a lot of the orientation leaders and other students talk about the library. Why is it so cool?
It's nice because each level of the library is like different noise levels. So if you want it to be social, you can go to like the first floor or the second floor. But once you get to like the third and the fourth, it's a lot more quiet. And so if you need that like quiet personal study time, there's study rooms, or you're just in a quieter like area. But if you want to be with people and meet friends and study for your classes, you can go to those like more social zones.
Nice. What's your favorite memory on campus?
I don't know. I do like so much. I do love Coleman Creek. I don't know if you're supposed to
Explain
get in.
what Coleman Creek is.
So Coleman Creek is this like creek that runs like through campus. It kind of splits campus up, but there's like bridges. But it runs through campus, and there's like fish in it and little frogs and little like lizards and stuff, which I personally love. And so I like to go to Coleman Creek just when I like want to relax or whatever. I don't know the legality of walking through campus, like Coleman Creek.
Wading through it.
I have personally waded through campus, or not, well, through Coleman Creek on campus. But I don't know if that's allowed, so.
A lot of people hammock though. There's some great tree
love
spots that you can hammock right by Coleman Creek, and it's a nice shady area. I have definitely utilized those trees, and it's just a very relaxing atmosphere.
Hammocking is one of the best things on campus. There's so many areas where you can either be by yourself, or there's trees that connect where you can like hammock with friends and be social.
And there's also like the path down there,
Mhm.
which like goes all the way down to the Jack Stevens Center, which is our gym. And like it's long and it's really relaxing. Like I know you.
Yeah, I walk down there all the time. It's great.
I've walked on that before too. It's a little too hot for me nowadays,
Yeah.
but
Even at night, it's a little warm.
But when
Yeah.
it gets into the fall and the spring, it'll be really nice if you're just looking to get some exercise or just want to get outdoors and stretch your legs. It's a great way to not have to travel to a local park or anything, but you still can get that nature in.
awesome. Okay, so just for those of you who have come in a little later, or maybe those of you who have heard everything and you just want to hear it again, we're going to go through just a couple of things about orientation and housing so that you hear the important deadlines and websites that you need. But for orientation this year, again, it is not in person, so all of our summer events have been canceled. Everything is online. You can get everything you need at www.ualr.edu/new students. And once you go there, you can register for orientation, you can watch videos from across campus, you can even just go on and learn more about our orientation leaders who are awesome student workers. We have one right here, Mailee, she's rocking it, but they're just leaders and helpers across campus. And then I'm going to pass it off to Victoria to tell you a little bit about housing this year.
Yeah, so just a reminder, move-in is going to be a week this year. So it's going to start August 15th and it'll go through August 23rd. We're going to start sending emails this week to the UALR email address that you were assigned when you got admitted to the university, and those emails will have information about your room assignment, any roommates that you might have, and then it'll also have information about how to sign up for a move-in appointment. You will have to have an appointment to move in this year.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to take a few more minutes to get to know our RAs and our orientation leader a little bit more. So tell us, what's one thing you wish someone would have told you before you came to campus as a freshman?
I think I wish people would have prepared me more for like how much there really is to do on campus, because I feel like I did get that whenever I like was talking to people, but I don't feel like they really like said all of the things that there were to do, and I wasn't aware of how to access like all of that online, so I wish that I would have been more prepared for everything there was to do.
That's a good idea. So where do you find this information?
Well, you can find it on the campus website. There's a link, I'm not sure of the actual link, but of all of the organizations, and if you just browse our website, you can just find out a bunch of information on.
So besides student organizations, what else can you do on campus? I know that y'all go fishing.
Yes, we go fishing. Again, I'm not sure how legal that is, so I don't recommend it without asking.
Do you visit the fitness center?
I do.
Okay.
I like to go in the mornings too, because there's not a lot of people there, and so if you want to work out without everybody like watching you, you can go in the mornings.
We also have our track field by the
Yes.
University Village, which is a great place to run outside when the track team isn't practicing, hopefully. Sorry, guys.
And there's a pool at the University Village, so you
Oh,
can go
nice.
swimming. It's not currently open, but
Sadly.
It will be.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm ready.
Code.
No.
All right. Well, how about you? What do you wish someone who would have told you before you were a freshman?
I wish someone would have told me freshman year, like, how much you have to put yourself out there. Because, like, fun fact about me and Gracie, we both decided to come here not knowing a single person.
Yeah, we're from not close to here.
No one from our high school decided to come here, and, like, we just decided to make the move.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, freshman year, like, I remember the first day I got here, I ate dinner alone.
Yes.
But like 2 really nice girls came up to me and asked to eat with me, and like ever since then I've tried to make like to make steps like forward to get to meet new people. And if I hadn't been so outgoing, I probably would not be where I am today.
So is that why you became an orientation leader?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And what did you learn about being an orientation leader? How cool was your boss?
My boss was really cool, but my other boss is here too, so I can't pick a favorite. I don't have a favorite. I will throw that out there. I learned a lot through orientation. I got to meet a lot of people, but I think it gave me an opportunity to be a leader to others, and I've never really had that opportunity, and it was really nice to see other people be dependent on me and like ask questions about something that I knew a lot about. I know so much about this campus. It's very interesting.
Nice.
Gracie, do you want to share a little bit about the role that you play as an RA?
Sure. So I'm a resident assistant in North Hall, but I kind of know a little bit about every building just from working here. And it's just like I live on a floor, and so everybody that lives on my floor, I get to meet and I get to interact with and just kind of be a leader. Yes, I like to mother, so I mother them, and I am able to like help them out, especially if some of them are freshmen. Then you can kind of help them figure out what they need to do to be more involved and to meet people and make sure that they're not just sitting alone in their room all day, because that's unfortunate. So you have to go, and then with programming, we each make programs and we're able to meet people that way and have them meet other residents.
What does programming look like this year?
We're gonna do a mix of in-person and virtual programming. I'm not sure on all of the details. If you know,
It'll
pass it to you.
It'll be a mix of in-person and virtual programming. We're still kind of learning what the guidelines are going to be for in-person gatherings, but we are still working on programming. And your RAs, just a little bit more about the RA role. So every RA, they'll be on every floor in the buildings. So everybody who lives with us will have an RA, and that RA will serve as like their point person. If you have questions about like maybe you have a maintenance issue or you have a question about how to get to class or something like that, they'll be that point person. And we also have an RA on call in the evenings and weekends. So if you get locked out of your room, which it's going to happen, it happens to all of us. If you get locked out of your room, you'll be able to call that person. If you need help in some sort of crisis, that'll be the person you call. But that RA will be a really good resource, so you'll want to make sure that you build a connection with them so you can go to them if you need anything.
And we're always there if you need questions. We literally live right down the hall.
Yeah. Easy access.
What does the move-in process this year look like?
Yeah, so as I said before, there's going to be a move-in week, so August 15th through August 23rd, and we'll be sending out emails starting at the end of this week with information about how to sign up for a move-in appointment. We're only going to be allowed to have 2 guests help you move in, and we are limiting how many people can come to campus at each time, which is why we have the appointment system. You will be required to wear a mask, and anybody who's helping you move in will be required to wear a mask in those public spaces. And we're going to have lots of signage up as to how many people can get on an elevator, how many people can use this door or whatever. So we'll have all that signage up, and we'll send more complete details in the emails that we'll be sending out. So just make sure that you're checking your UALR email, because all of that communication will go directly to that email.
Awesome, thank you. Well, as we're finishing up, I'm gonna ask y'all one last big question, so really think deep in your hearts. What do you love most about UA Little Rock and being a Trojan? Gracie, you wanna start us off? Pressure's on.
Of course. I think I like the most just how it's not the largest university, but I think that the size of it is perfect because I think that the way that it's set up and the way that everything is so central, you're able to just, if you ever have questions or if you ever need anything, it's always just a walk away, especially if you live on campus. Everything is just so close and everyone is so friendly, and like Mailee said, we weren't from here, so moving here I was able to get to know people and have access to everything. That's just made it a really good experience.
Awesome.
Also, a mall is like 5 minutes away.
That shopping is also nice.
Yeah, it's a very key factor. No, it's not. This is a really hard question.
I know, there's a lot to think about.
And I had to start, so now it's your turn.
I think one thing that I truly like about this campus is that
I know, I put you on the spot.
everyone that I have met at this campus, like not student-wise, but like professionals, they are like very outgoing. They really just want to see you succeed, and like it's a very great support system, especially when you're like not sure what you want to do with your life. And like to know that like you have like people that care about you like that way and who have connections, which like I don't see all that way. I'll throw that out there. But like to know that they're like the people here really do care about you, like your professors, the professionals here, like they really just want to see you succeed. And I find that like to be the best part about this campus because like I really do like you guys.
Awesome. I'm gonna spring it
You're
on
gonna
you
throw
too.
me too?
Yeah.
That's okay. I would say I did my undergrad here and I did my graduate degree, so I've actually been here about 6.5 years now. And I really, echoing what Mailee said, I just love the people. There were so many great people who came. I actually came from out of state and started here knowing no one, so I got really involved, met a bunch of people, and it was just a really great experience, which is why I decided to stay.
Awesome. Well, good. All right, well, if we have any other questions for you, what do we do?
You can email campusliving@ualr.edu. That's going to be the easiest and quickest way to get in contact with us.
Or you could DM me on Instagram.
You can also DM us on Instagram if you want to.
That's true. That's true.
You didn't.
Oh, and I didn't tell you all about our awesome Trojan hats. So we are debuting what you would have gotten at orientation this year as a new student. So you can see that it has the UA Litter Rock on one side. On the other side, it says #TrojanLife. We would love to hear from you. So if you get a piece of admit, you're officially a new student piece of mail, or if you buy a shirt from the bookstore, or if you get some cool swag like this, then you can take a picture and hashtag it TrojanLife, and then we'll see it. You can also use hashtag UA Litter Rock Bound or UALR. And we would love to see what you're doing and how you're excited being a new student. If you do have any questions about the new student process, please let me know. You can email newstudents@ualr.edu. That's all we got for you today, so I'm going to say goodbye to my friends here and to y'all. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you have any questions, again, let us know. newstudents@ualr.edu. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Still bye.